Claire Finkelstein is Professor of Law and Philosophy at the University of Pennsylvania Law School and joins us on Skype from Philadelphia. Great to have you on the program. Thank you very much. Now, I want to ask, just in the greater scheme of things, how significant are these allegations and what kind of repercussions could we see from this? Or is it something that's likely to be swept under the rug, as we've seen so many times at Trump's White House?
This is an enormous story, possibly the biggest story of this presidency, because first of all, it's arguably the first time that a whistleblower action has been filed against the president, if indeed that's what this action is, as we now are coming to understand. And there are extensive protections that are required by law for whistleblowers to enable them to bring important information of corruption to light. So second of all, there would be, as part of the story, obstruction of justice, potentially on the part of the White House, actors in the White House, or even the president, because it appears as though there is potentially a coordinated effort going on to ensure that Congress, Adam Schiff's committee in particular, does not receive the copy of this complaint. That's a very, very serious matter for the president if indeed it's borne out that he had anything to do with directing the Office of National Intelligence not to produce these documents and directing the Attorney General's office to so advise the Office of National Intelligence. And finally, there's a very important separation of powers issue here, because tonight the Washington Post has broken a story that the promise that the foreign leader, that was made to the foreign leader, had to do with Ukraine. So this may have had to do with the promise to give military aid to Ukraine to help its independence in its fight against the Kremlin, and that the president has been withholding that aid, which Congress voted for to preserve democracy, in order to dig up dirt on Joe Biden's son. That is, the president would be refusing to carry out Congress's will for the purpose of digging up political dirt on a political rival. And that would be an enormous breach of law and of the duties of the president to safeguard the nation.
And if there is a hint of truth to these allegations and what we've seen happen, the developments we've seen from the time the whistleblower wanted to file the complaint, what kind of repercussions could we see from this?
Well, first of all, this could be a campaign finance violation, because if the president is indeed, again, this is alleged, we don't know, and the story is breaking very quickly, but if indeed the president was seeking to gain a political advantage over Joe Biden by withholding military aid from Ukraine in order to get dirt on Joe Biden's son, he would be seeking, in effect, a campaign finance violation, because seeking anything of value to improve his chances in the election and using his political office to do it would be a campaign finance violation, and it would be a particularly serious one because he would be using his office as president to gain this advantage. So it's not surprising that if this is indeed the story that's emerging, that the White House would be very, very concerned to make sure that the details of the whistleblower's complaint did not make it into the hands of the House Intelligence Committee.
Claire Finkelstein, great to get your analysis. Thank you very much.
Thank you.